Hi everyone, this is Cindy with Creating with the Heart, and I'm back. I've been working with scraps. So when you work with scraps, you have to be creative because most times you're left with paper, that isn't your favorite. That's why it's kind of left over, or you're left with awkward sized pieces. And, none of us want to throw it away. So it can be a challenge to find ways to use your scraps. But a lot of times I get to the end and I've got, 4 or 5, complete sheets or half sheets of paper. And then I have a lot of odds and ends. And so I need to be creative with how I use some of this stuff so that, I'm not holding on to the scrap pieces. So this paper is, I think, Fine and Dandy. And I think it's Fine and Dandy, and I'm not sure about this one. I think this one's Fine and Dandy from Echo Park. This one I am not completely sure. It might be For the Record. I've got like 4 or 5 mismatched pads here on my floor that I'm working through. So I've given myself kind of like a 2-week window to make as many cards as I can. And see, well, not just cards, but see what I can come up with to utilize the scrap, and then see what I'm left with in the end. So I'm lucky because I do have quite a few full sheets. In one of my paper pads, it's only about halfway done that I'm working through. The other ones, I don't have a ton of it left. So I need it For the Record too. I had like 4 or 5 sheets, maybe more, maybe yes, 5 or maybe 6 sheets. And anyway, there's one paper in there I really wanted to use, and instead of putting it away, I'm like, dang, I should just use it. So I did, and I feel really good about it. So I'm on a mission. So anyway, this is CardzTV. I think Mary's doing a sketch thing. I don't know, it's not really a challenge, but she's giving a lot of sketches on her website. So I think I forgot to mention the last card, but I did. That was a sketch. But anyway, I'm doing a sketch. I believe it's sketch number 7. I think it's number 7. It's the one with the circles. And so I'm using that one. That was another goal of mine, was to use her sketches. And that's really also a good way to use up some of your scrap, because the sketches make you kind of look at your papers a little bit differently, because sometimes you're doing, different layouts than you normally would. And so sometimes you can use up parts of collections you wouldn't normally use. Okay, so here we go. And then this is a 3-inch circle, I believe. So these are actually 2 different yellow designer papers, but they tend to be very similar. I mean, they're the color palette's extremely close, but up close you can tell it's a little different. Okay, there's that. And then I am using this cute little birdie from, I believe it's from Create a Critter. Let me go ahead and get all of this off. So it is hard to use up the last bits of a paper pad. And so I did very well at Christmas time. I used up, a couple of pads, and then I was left with very little. And so I forced myself to go ahead and toss it, then to keep, bits and pieces. Oh, one more here. I was going to say, okie dokie, all done with that. So this was cut at, I believe, 3 inches. Let's see, so 3, 1, 2, about 3 inches. And then here's a sentiment from CardzTV as well. It's the Happy Days sentiment stamp set. keeping this very, very simple. And there we go. I think it's very cute. The card sketches are really fun to do. Thank you for watching. This is Cindy with Create the Heart.